Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Type 3 Phaser Rifle mod, which is being released by user Jack of Blades 1313. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, right there in the name, it's the Type 3 Phaser Rifle from Star Trek. And I really love this mod. Now, it may not be the most lore-friendly thing ever added into the game, but as a Trekkie, I love it. So let's jump on over here and take a look at what we do get with this beautiful weapon. And stat-wise, the Type 3 Phaser Rifle will do 17 damage with a fusion cell with a firing rate of 66, range of 227, accuracy of 93, and a weight of 6.6. And it does look simply beautiful. Just look at the amazing modeling and texturing on this. You can really tell that a lot of care did go into making this, and I love it for that. It is a very good looking weapon. Now, stat-wise, it isn't the most impressive thing ever, and this is really kind of to me at least, an early to mid-game weapon. As with the modifications, you can't really make it too powerful, but one of the best features about it is you never have to reload. The Type 3 Phaser Rifle will just take all the fusion cells you have in your inventory and just keep on shooting, which is actually a pretty useful thing. Considering its lower damage, you can just keep putting phaser shots down range. Now, as for the modifications, oh boy. This is really my one criticism I have about the mod, is that there's not a lot. We really only have mods for the receiver and the damage system in here. The barrel, stock, scope, and muzzle, as you'll see in a moment, well, even though they are existing categories, they've got no options within them, which saddens me. I'd really love to see some more modifications in here to change up the look of the phaser rifle and make it be a bit more interesting with maybe some other types of damage types or uses, etc. It would be pretty cool. Hopefully that comes in the future. I don't know if it will or not, but for right now, it's still a fun gun to roll around the Commonwealth with. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely things, well, there are only 3 in the entire world, and you will find them at ArcJet Systems, the glorious Rocket Shed, and finally, the cave behind the UFO crash site. So overall, I mean, you're going to find all 3 of the weapons within just this area of the map right here, which means you can really get to it pretty quickly. And even if the UFO hasn't crashed yet, it's still going to be in that cave. You're just going to have to deal with some mole rats rather than an alien. And all in all, it's still a pretty fun little mod. So let's take some shots here with it and head over to the targets. Now, like I said, it can basically fire for freaking ever, and does have a fun phaser sound. It's a little bit loud, but still quite fun. And as you can see here, we do have the built-in scope on this weapon, so you're not really gonna have to worry too much about that. But again, modification-wise, I wish there were other scope options, so maybe we could have some more tactical scopes or more long-range ones, etc. Now, as for the firing rate on this thing, oh my, you can just keep on firing this thing as quick as you can click. If we go give it a try here. Yeah, there you go. You can keep on going, which makes it kind of odd for one of the few modifications we do have, in my opinion. Now, let me actually go grab my 2 that I did actually modify here earlier. Oh, there we go. Sadly, the name really doesn't change on them no matter how you modify it, so in here you can see they're all still named Type 3 Phaser Rifle, despite the fact I have, well, 59 damage on them, which is the highest you can get this thing to go. Now let's actually look at the standard one, and in the receiver category, as you can see here, we only have 2 options of either the semi-automatic receiver or an automatic receiver. But considering the firing rate of the semi-automatic one, I don't personally see a whole lot of point in the automatic. I mean, sure, you can just hold down the mouse button rather than keep on clicking, but still, it seems kind of odd to me. But, oh well, you can go with it, and no matter which way you go, unlike with most weapons, the automatic receiver doesn't lower the damage. So, I mean, with the automatic receiver, you can still do the full damage of the, what did I say it was earlier, 59? Yeah, there we go. Now, like I said earlier, in the long barrel, we still just have a long barrel. In the stock, we just have the full stock. In the scope, we have the short scope. And then in the muzzle, we have the muzzle. So not a whole lot there, and oddly, the muzzle's highlighting the scope. Interesting. Didn't notice that before. And finally, though, where we do have some more modifications is in the damage, where we can add on multipliers. And you guys know my opinion of these. I wish it had some physical requirements rather than just a skill requirement, but still, with the 200% damage multiplier, you can get this thing up to 59. So, let's actually go back to the targets real quick, because I should have grabbed the automatic one to show that off with the firing. Now, the semi-automatic one, even with the higher damage output, it doesn't sound any different. It's still a phaser rifle, so it makes that same sound. It just does more damage. Now, the automatic one, if I just hold down the mouse button, there we go. Now, it does fire a lot quicker, but still, I mean, for me personally, I'm never a huge fan of automatic weapons in the game, so I just prefer sticking with the semi-auto. But, as you can see, when we're not scoped out, this thing has an impressively wide spread. But when you're zoomed in, oh yeah, it's pinpoint. It is going to hit exactly where you're aiming, though the kick is a little bit interesting to control. It's not too bad, but it's also not great. Now let's head over here, of course, to our usual test subjects of Randy and Will to try these out against some form of target. And, of course, that means resurrecting them. And thank you to some of you guys in the comments who've been trying to give me some other ways of maybe dealing with these guys without having to resurrect them each time. Unfortunately, a lot of them haven't worked so far. But there we go. We have our good old friend of Will. Bye, Will. And 2 shots, and he's down. Now, let's go with our spray and pray phaser here. And what the heck, we'll jump into the cage with Randy the Radstag. Ooh, he died in an awkward position earlier. All right, let's click him. Resurrect. Hi, Randy. And bye, Randy. Ooh, dissolved. Lovely. Lovely. But yes, that is the Type 3 phaser rifle. It is a fun little weapon that I've really been enjoying my time with in the game so far. Not the most powerful thing ever, but you know what? It's an enjoyable, fun little weapon, and if you are a Star Trek fan like myself, you're probably gonna enjoy playing around with this gun. Now, because of the not so lore-friendly nature, I'll personally probably never use it in a proper playthrough, but just rolling around the Commonwealth for some entertainment, why not enjoy yourself, have some fun? But that's going to be it for today, my friends. I hope you all have enjoyed. You do come back for the next, but until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.